Hey, welcome. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Excellent. Great. All right. I appreciate being with you this evening, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here. I want to, I'll just, of course, be transparent. I've been talking about a class that I've got starting in a week from today at the same time. And it is it's called Sound, Breath, and Healing. Sound, Breath, and Movement to Heal and Release Trauma from the Body. And the program, I've had a lot of people inquiring about it, which I'm grateful for. And the to talk about something that must be experienced is sometimes challenging to explain it in words via email and even a website. And so I decided to go ahead and host, excuse me, this Facebook Live just to give an introduction to it, because when it is explained and experienced, it brings about a big wow. You know, it's an actual, it combines, the class is going to combine 3 modalities that I am, that I've studied and trained in and used in my practice for a long time. And some of them are newer than others. And actually, I prepared a little PowerPoint. The class is called Sound, Breath, and Movement to Heal and Release Trauma. Now, this is a quote from the Sufi poet Hafiz. It says, "I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being." For most of us, this class talks about healing trauma. Honestly, I don't know a single person who has lived in this life, in this body, that has not experienced some form of trauma. And we all are born like this beautiful electric jellyfish in this photo here. We are born as incredible beings of light. And that light inside each and every one of us stays intact. It is there. It is the truth of who and what you are. It is your very first ever life-defining moment. When we're in this life and we have all these horrible things happen, we think of them as our life-defining moments. And when we have our breakthroughs, we think of them as life-defining moments. I like to reframe that a little bit and tell you that, and tell myself as well, that your original life-defining moment is that moment that your spirit is breathed into your physical body and you become integrated into this physical form, and you know yourself in that instance as a beautiful being of light, the truth of who and what you are. And that light is still there in each and every one of us. And regardless of what you've been through in this life, it's still there. And you have an opportunity. And if you have any kind of calling inside of you that draws you, that is like a passion to discover the truth of who you are, to live a life of purpose, to heal the pain in your life, to change the ways, the habits and the beliefs and all those wonderful things that perhaps aren't working for you anymore, then that light that is inside of you is calling you home to the truth of your sacred self, your sacred essence, to uncover that and rediscover that and experience that and live into it in your beautiful physical form, to be that light which you wish to see in the world, which in a deep way you know that you are, and to let it shine and to live and to feel your beautiful essence fulfilled. So the course again, Sound, Breath, and Movement to Heal and Release Trauma. I want to go through the 3 modalities and give you an actual experience of them. The 3 modalities. The first one is spirituality and energy healing, which is based on Sufi healing. This modality helps you to, in the way that we use it here, helps you to understand yourself, to accept yourself, to forgive yourself, to know yourself, to love yourself, right? And we use this healing, this based on the Sufi principles and the healing of the energies to help you to connect with and heal the stuck energies, and to use that in a way to uncover that truth of who you are and to understand the depths of your own being, which is exquisite. So that's the first modality. And just to tell you a little bit about me, I studied with a Sufi master from Jerusalem for almost 20 years. He is from him I learned healing. This is a healing that doesn't have a name. It's not something that's got a coined name in the United States or anything. It just is. I've taken several initiations with him to become a master healer and teacher in his Sufi lineage. And it's a very powerful healing. It's a powerful healing that helps you to transform your essence, or transform really into your true essence as you heal. Because as the poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, it's merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you've built against it. So what the Sufi healing is doing is helping to release those barriers and blocks as you come to know the truth of who you are and strengthen that inner light inside yourself, that original light that was breathed into you at the time that your consciousness was breathed into your physicality. And so that's what this healing does for you. It helps you to strengthen and connect with and know your inner truth as you're releasing all the blocks and barriers to it, so that you can understand yourself, accept yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself, know yourself, and be yourself, to be yourself. Excuse me. The second modality is for releasing the traumas that get stuck in the body and attached to the nervous system and the tissues that really have a hard time releasing. And for this, I use continuum movement. Continuum movement, I consider it a healing modality. Some people consider it dance. Some people, it's a form of movement. It's using sound vibrations in the body, directed in specific ways, specific sounds, that now with continuum, your body is 70% water, right? Roughly. And water, when you look at water in the ocean, water in the streams, water is always in motion. When we experience trauma, parts of us get frozen and get stuck. And what that vibration of the sound and the use of the breath in continuum movement helps to connect in with those places that are stuck and frozen in trauma. And if you think about it, if you put a bowl of water onto a speaker, like say a subwoofer with a really strong bass or something, but it's going to begin to ripple with the sound of the music and the beats, with the vibration of the sound. So you use the sound in your body and your breath to stimulate the movement, the motion of your fluid systems within your body, and allow them to start moving within you. And it can start out as micro movements in your body and get into larger movements in your body. But bottom line is it frees up that tension that we carry. And it the fluid systems in your body carry messages between your cells, and your cells carry consciousness. And so this is helping to free up all of that stuckness that keeps your body and your nervous system locked up. So we're going to use the continuum movement for that. The third is sacred witnessing. And I take this from the practices of Art of Feminine Presence. I'm also a certified teacher in the Art of Feminine Presence, which is a modality, I guess you can call it a modality. It has a lot, all of these things have a lot of different tools that you can use. And the Art of Feminine Presence is no exception to that. She's got, like, I think 44 practices or something like that that you can use to access and activate your core. I'm saying here personal power because this can work for men too. And so we use this experience. I use one in particular, probably more than all the other ones, and that's probably the one we'll use the most here. Use this to really to help to access that inner sacred essence and allow it to activate within you so that you can access your personal power and feel the essence of it and the strength of it emerge from you so that you can be your most beautiful, powerful self. Okay, so that's the three modalities that we're going to use. Yeah, that's pretty good. I got through them faster than I thought I would. So we're going to go ahead and dive in to an experience, an experiential exercise. And let me check in real quick. I'm going to stop the share for just a second before we go, because I just want to check in and make sure that check all the screens and everything and just make sure. Hey, yay. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Love the idea of movement and sound for healing. All about that bass as a dancer and a singer. Makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to go back to, I'll go back to the screen share. And here it is. Okay, so Sufism in a nutshell. This quote, which is actually from the book that's called While We Were Silent. And this is a book that I co-authored along with 12 experts that I interviewed who are experts in healing from sexual trauma, who themselves, I curated this group of people based on people who had been through it themselves and could speak from their personal experience about what they went through. And I, of course, added my own piece to that. And this quote sums up Sufism in a nutshell as it applies to healing from our past and from our traumas. It says, most importantly, know that you are a being of light. No matter what has ever happened to you in your life, the light inside you stays intact. The events of your life do not define you. And how often do we hear your past is what makes you who you are today? Like your past and all of the events make you a strong person. They make you resilient. They make you all of these things. I say no to that. Your events do not make you anything. They do not define you in any way. They merely form a pathway upon which you will travel or have traveled, in which you initially lose yourself and lose that conscious connection, lose sight of who you are, but then you find yourself. You find yourself and rediscover the truth of who you are, this time with the eyes of your heart and soul that recognize the depths of your divinity. So your past does not make you who you are. Your past is just a pathway upon which you have traveled to first forget how exquisite you are, and then to rediscover, uncover, rediscover, and strengthen your conviction of who and what you are. This time with the eyes of your heart and soul that recognize the depths of your divinity. Now, Sufism, in the way that we use it in this practice, in the way that we'll be using it in the course, these principles and the healing techniques, is to help you to discover that resilience within yourself, to help you to understand the truth of who and what you are, and how underneath everything that we've ever thought perhaps is a mistake that we've made, or something horrible we've been through, or however we responded to some horrific event, everything that has ever guided us and guided our response is a place of knowing inside that knows the truth about what love is and what truth is and what safety is. And that is, as you're in this world and forgetting, initially by design, forgetting that truth of who you are, there is that inner compass inside that knows love and safety and truth and connection and your exquisite nature, your exquisite essence. And it's trying to hang on to it. It's trying to find it within the world that your consciousness is steeped in, because it's what you know to be true inside yourself. So the important thing to know about that is, no matter what has ever happened to you or how you've responded to it or what you've done in your life, that truth has been at your core all the time, the whole time, guiding you. And through every event, you can trace your way back to uncover and rediscover and reinforce that truth inside of yourself. So know that as you're doing any kind of healing work, no matter what it is and where you are, remember that. Because as things get triggered and they come up in you and they're activated, stimulated in you, and you can, sometimes start to feel all of the those icky feelings that you originally felt with trauma in your life. You start to feel that again, and then you start to identify with the past and the old feelings. But remember, that past is in the past, and it's covering over a truth inside of you, and that truth inside of you is the truth of who and what you are. So with the Sufism, we have ways to help you to connect with that depth inside of yourself, and use that as your anchor as you're going through anything and everything in your life, so that you can have that as a as your anchor, as your grounding point, so that you're not swept up and swept away by the memories that may come up. Okay, so let's all come into a circle, an energetic circle. So for everybody that's on the Zoom and everybody that's on Facebook, we'll come into a circle together. So just imagine us sitting together, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. This is kind of how we start our Sunday morning practices as well. I do a Sunday morning prayer and healing circle. And we start this way, coming into a circle. And let's just take a full and gentle breath together. And as you exhale, let your heart center, this funnel of energy that extends from the front of your heart space, just let this come to face into the center of our circle. And our hearts come together as one in the center of the circle where we meet, and together let's call upon our source. You call upon your source, your highest, whatever that is for you that fits with your beliefs and your terminology. we call on that essence of divine light. And just feel, imagine, perceive this waterfall of this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle and into your energy of your heart. And you can just tip your funnel of energy at the front of your heart, just tip this up just a little bit and let that stream of this pure divine light stream into your heart space. And you can put your hands over your heart if it helps you, but begin to breathe in through your heart center. You're breathing, and with each breath, breathe this in, allowing this vibration of this pure divine light to stream into your heart space, to fill your heart with this pure essence of divine light. And with each exhale, as you relax, release, and soften, and just let your exhale carry away any of the excess clutter that may be there, any of the stuff that's loose and ready to be washed away. Just let that flow. Let it be carried. We are in any given moment surrounded by and connected with a whole team of support that is available to help with our journey, to guide us, to help with healing, to help fulfill our intentions and manifest our purpose and all of this stuff. So we can call on them. It's amazing because really, I think a lot of people that I saw who are on this call already know this, but the other realm, the unseen, the typically unseen realm, we'll say the traditionally unseen realm, commonly unseen realm, is way, way, way more powerful and influential over what happens in our lives than we are on our own. So they are there and available. So let's call now the name of the one source of light and love and compassion and mercy. We call on you directly, and we ask you to please send your prophets, your saints, your perfected ones, your angels of healing, all of your helpers and guides who are available and present with us to help us on our healing journey. We call on them now, and we ask for their support. We ask for your healing. We ask for your guidance, for your direction, for your grace to fill our hearts with your light, your pure divine light, with your unconditional love, with your eternal, timeless compassion. So again, let's just feel this as it streams into the center of our circle, into the heart space, and breathe this in with each breath, each inhale, breathing in this essence of divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. And let each inhale, let it carry you a little bit deeper into your heart space. And as you exhale, relax, release, and soften, and let all of your cells, all of the fibers of your being absorb this vibration of this pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. Let it be absorbed into your core, the core of your being. Let it be absorbed. Let yourself receive it. And this vibration is already inside of you. It is a truth that resides within you. So as you inhale this in through your heart space, just let yourself kind of lean back a little bit toward the front of your spine. And you have a core of your light body that runs through your vertical core that runs through from the top of your head all the way through your body along the front of your spine and all the way through you, connecting you into the earth. So as lean back into that, and as you're inhaling in this pure essence of this pure divine light, this unconditional love and this eternal compassion. Just let this flow in through your heart as you lean back into this vertical core, and let yourself be filled and showered at the same time as this is touching in to your kernel of your inner compass, your core of who and what you are, your experience of your divine self. So let that connection come in for you as you're breathing this in. Let it touch in through your heart space into that core as you are then showered with this stream of divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion. Breathing it in and showering in it, allowing it to shower you. Let it fill you. Let it connect you in with that pure light of your divine essence. This is the truth of who and what you are. And I want to call also on our source and ask for that pure essence of the divine protection. And there is a vibration of security, of safety, of protection that you can internalize, and is in a state of existence within your being that will give you the sense of protection and protect you at the same time. So we call on that essence. And again, we'll just call on that vibration of the divine protection and breathe that in and let it anchor into your core so that your experience is this feeling, this vibration, and this inner knowing of divine protection that is available for you, and it is within you. And this will emanate from you and create the protection around you. And at the same time, we call and we ask our source and the angels and the guides and the helpers and the healers and prophets and all who are available to help and support for that divine protection to be placed around us. Okay, so let that be, again, absorbed within you, inhaled in you. Let it, the vibration, anchor into your core. Let it fill you with security, with confidence, with safety. Let it anchor you with strength into your divine essence and your knowing of that connection. You are not alone. You're not separate. You are in incredibly, amazingly good hands in this moment. We're calling on that divine essence, and let that strengthen you and fill you, and let it, it's kind of like it gives you that no BS feeling. Let that then emanate from you into all of the space around you, as then all of your helpers and guides and healers and angels and prophets and saints and everything are surrounding you with protection. So this is inner meeting outer. This is inner meeting outer. Okay. And now continue to breathe that in. And just observe, witness your heart, witness your body, witness the sensations in you, the feelings and the sensations in you. And just notice, as you witness the feelings and the sensations in your body, as you're breathing in this essence and anchoring this light and love and compassion and safety into the core of your being, what do you feel? What do you feel in terms of emotions, or bodily sensations. I just want to invite your conscious body to really drop into your physical space. Really let yourself be grounded and present in your body. Take a seat into your physical seat and feel your energy ground through your hips, through your pelvis, through your legs, through your feet, all the way grounding you into your space and connecting you in with this planet Earth. And as, again, you're breathing in this essence of divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, and protection, it is anchoring into your core, it's emanating from you, and it's meeting with the presence that surrounds you, creating an anchor of light and love and compassion and safety for you, giving you the space to heal and to know your true core essence. Now, as human beings in these physical bodies with all of these blocks and barriers, it can stir up things inside of you. That's why I ask you to just witness what is happening emotionally, what is happening sensationally in your body. What do you sense? What do you feel? Notice what comes up. Notice if an uncomfortable emotion comes up, or an uncomfortable sensation, or a sensation that feels like, I feel a little something sticking here, a sticking point that doesn't want to move. See if you notice that, anything there coming up. And just witness. Let yourself, as best you can, stay anchored in this core of your light being and witness. Now, this is where we bring in the sound and breath and movement to connect in with these places of resistance. We'll call them resistance, or the blocks and barriers that say, yeah, well, wait a minute, I'm not going to let the light come into this place because this place has been sealed off for a long time. And we think those places inside of us are sealed off, but they have ways of surfacing and showing themselves, however indirectly that might be. They're the blocks and barriers that keep us from being the truth of who we are in the world. So if you notice that, and notice if you feel a place in your body, or if you feel an emotion, just notice in your heart. And I want to start with, in Continuum, there's hundreds of different sound breath combinations that you can do. And I'm going to demonstrate one of them for the purposes of this demo that we're doing here. Now, wherever you notice, just be aware of it, okay? And take a moment. And Continuum starts with what's called a baseline. So just take a moment and notice, okay, I'm aware of that place that's in resistance, or, that's this emotion that's coming up, or this place that, that doesn't want to let the light in. Or, just notice what you notice. What do you notice in your body? Just let yourself take just a little baseline, an inventory of what's the state of things are in your body. And just notice. Breathe in and notice. Now, as you notice, just take one more minute and notice what are the places in your body that you did not go to as you took that inventory. Now, where are the places you didn't notice? And what's happening there? And again, this is just witnessing. This is just taking a baseline, as it's called. And just notice. Now, I want to start with, this is actually my favorite breath in Continuum. I don't think it's the one that's traditionally starts with, but it's my favorite because I find it really effective. And it's kind of fun. So as you're noticing this in your body, you can begin to, I'll demonstrate the sound for you. And as you do it, you can just notice, like initially just start to do the sound and the breath that I'll demonstrate for you, and just notice where it goes in your body. With this particular breath and sound, it's called the puffed O. Puffed as in like Puff the Magic Dragon, puffed O. And it's called an O. An O sound, when you think of your body is just a whole bunch of tubes, right? Your body, your arms are tubes, your core is tubes, your veins are tubes, your lymphatic system is tubes, your digestive system is tubes. Everything is tubes in your body. And the O like resonates through the tubes in your body. And think of that vibration as it's moving through the tubes of your body, as it's stimulating the fluids throughout and around the tubes in your body. So the puffed O, it starts with, I'm going to I'm going to stop the share on my screen so you see me. And you can see my face and mouth. Now, one of the things that we're really going to get into in the class is the traditional places where we hold trauma. And that, I mean, when you think of the emoticon for trauma, it's like, right? Or the face, the jaw, the neck, the eyes, all the forehead, all of this around here is places where and the shoulders and all of it, where we really hold a lot of trauma, as well as in the belly. So we'll be getting into some specifics for really mobilizing these places that are typically, frozen, and loosening the muscles and tissues and stimulating like the bigger movements in that place. This puffed O is actually going to create a vibration that will stimulate micro movements, and it may stimulate some greater movements for you as well. So just kind of, let yourself go with it, and just there's no set experience. I'm not going to try to define your experience for you. So just let yourself go with it. And at the end of this, we'll have time to, for some Q&A and some sharing, all via the chat boxes, on whether you're on Zoom or on Facebook. So the puffed O, it starts out like you're making an O sound, and then you bring your lips together and let your cheeks puff out, like. And then the way I experience it is that like forces or directs the vibration into the body and through the tubes of the body. And I can actually feel it start to like move through my body as that vibration is like making its way through. So it's a really cool, I just find it really cool and fun. So it starts with and you can see that, the body just kind of starts to move. And if yours doesn't, that's okay. Just kind of let it, let yourself, let that vibration move through you. And if there's a part of you that wants to start moving, just let it move. Just go with it. And that ripple will keep going and like keep you moving, right? And so just continue with that breath. I forgot to mention, if you want to lie down to do this, you can do it lying down, or you can do it sitting, or, you know, just listen to your body, go with what your body wants. I'm doing it sitting up so that you can see me. And stretch out that leg because that leg wants to move. So again, let that continue with that, letting that just move your body, letting that vibration move through all of the tubes of your body as it makes its way, letting you just release. And you know, in Continuum, there's like a, I think the traditional dialogue around that is you want to just like not force anything and let your body move on its own and direct you. Sometimes, and especially if it's a place where you've had trauma and it's frozen, you know, it's like if it's like a magnet that's stuck to something, sometimes it helps if you can, and there's different schools of thoughts on this, but I think to get unstuck, sometimes you got to use a little bit of force. So if you find a place that's, you know, that wants to move, but it's feeling that like it just can't quite because it's that frozen, you know, you can just direct your breath, energy, vibration with your intention, direct it into that place inside of you, and let your breath kind of move through that space as best it can, and see if that loosens that up and stimulates a little motion for you. All right, so we'll do this a couple more times. And then just let your body come to a resting place when it's ready. And go back to like that baseline. This in Continuum is called open attention. So you come to a place of open attention and check in with your body again. Just notice, has anything shifted? Just check in. Is there stuff still moving? And give it permission to continue to move. Whatever it is that you need there, just go with it. Now, there's a lot more to this that we'll get into in the actual course. And with Continuum, typically, after you go from your baseline, your first breath, and then the open attention, you layer that with another breath, or actually you add at least one more breath to that. Sometimes you do a series of 3, 4, and 5 breaths. And then you come, after you do the series, you come back and layer again. So you go through them again, and it each time moves a little more, stimulates a little more, and moves through it. So we're doing a demo at this point and don't have time to do the full deal, right? But if you're joining us, we started with the Sufi meditation to really bring in and anchor that light and love and compassion and connection and protection. So we anchor ourselves in protection, and we let this light come in for us, and we notice those blocks and barriers that don't want to allow the light in. Then we move into the continuum, the sound, breath, and movement, to move into those places, to help those places that are, as the poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers that you've built against it. So those barriers that don't want to let that light and that unconditional love flow, we bring this continual movement and the vibration and the breath into those places to help to stimulate the release and the micro movements within the fluid systems of the bodies, to stimulate the release and to activate the motion of the fluid systems within the body, so that you begin to have movement and motion. So now, again, let's just, call on that essence of this pure divine light, unconditional love, eternal compassion, and breathe that in, and just see if it can go a little bit deeper into your heart space. Let it move. See if it wants to move differently, more freely, deeper, or maybe something got stimulated. That's another opportunity for you to notice another place that is asking for healing. So whatever is coming up for you, just let yourself feel it, let yourself experience it, and just allow it to be. This is all ways that your body is processing information. Some of it's old information, some of it's new information, but it's ways that your body processes information. And it's all telling you about the relationship between that inner essence, that truth of who you are, that light, love, compassion, that inner compass, that spark of life force that was breathed into you, that knows the truth of who and what you are. It's informing you about how that part of you is relating and responding to everything else. So this is all just information that your body gives you through its various communication systems, or the various pieces of its communication system, comes together to inform you and to help you to navigate how you move through this planet Earth. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that screen share of, here we are, of the PowerPoint. So here we go. And I'll share with you from Continuum Movement a quote from Emily Conrad Daoud, who is the founder of Continuum Movement. In resonance, all fluid systems are united. I say that no matter where in the galaxy they may be, all fluid systems function as basically one body or organ of intelligence. So that fluid systems is that. It is, and this is another quote from the poet Rumi, who says, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop." Every drop of fluid in the ocean contains all of the information, the knowledge and intelligence of the entire ocean. And we are all drops in the ocean, and we contain the entire ocean within every drop. We function, and my teacher used to say this too, that we are all cells of one larger body. We are all just cells of one larger body. So there's one body, one organ of intelligence, and we can activate the resonance of our fluid systems just as we release our, not like the stuckness of the individuation that keeps us separate from that one ocean of divine love, unconditional love, eternal compassion, divine light, that which unites us as one with all that is. Now, the final piece of this, and these are brief touches into these modalities. The final piece of this is the art of feminine presence. And this is a quote from Marianne Williamson. And I want to say to the men who are listening, for feminine power, I kept the quote as she said it. I was tempted to change it to personal power, because we all have feminine and masculine within us. And, you know, that's speaking to women, that we do struggle with finding what is the truth of the feminine power, because most of our world, and I know a lot of men struggle with this too, our world is, the power in our world is defined by a, you know, I mean, we call it a masculine form of power, a very outward, forceful kind of power. But the truth is, it's not even a true masculine power, because it's more of the toxic masculine power. So just replace this word for you with personal power, true sacred power, the personal power of your sacred essence. It isn't something we go out and acquire. It's already within us. It's something we become willing to experience, something to admit we have. And a lot of times, if you've experienced power that's been used in a way that has been harmful and hurtful to yourself or someone that you love, then power can be like a dirty word. We don't want to go there. We don't want to, we want to have power, but we don't, because we fear it, because of what we have experienced with it. So it forms this, real struggle, internal struggle about, yes, I want to be in my power, but power is a bad word because it hurts people. So I'm not going to allow myself. I'm not going to be willing to experience it. I'm not going to admit I have it. I'm not going to let myself live into, or the power within me live into, the experience and expression of myself. So in the art of feminine presence, this is my favorite practice from that group of practices. And it really fits in with the Sufi. I kind of combine the Sufi teachings with it, because that's really the core of my life, really. Because I've studied it and lived it for so long and practiced it for so long. It's a part of my daily practice, and it's ingrained in my belief systems. So I talked earlier about that core of your life force energy that runs through the top of your head and down through the core of your body and down through your base, connecting you. It's like connecting the heavens and the earths within and through your physical presence. So we're going to start out with the head center. And so, you have your chakras, or your energy centers, your subtle centers, however you want to call that. And we're not going to go directly in line with the subtle centers, the energy centers. We're going to go to a point that is right in the center of the head. So halfway between front and back, halfway between side to side And in the center of this circle of your head, here, let me unshare again and you can see me. Okay, so in the center of this head space, right in the very middle of this sphere, the center point. Now, focus your attention in on that center point. Now, there is just go directly to it. We're going to call on the quality of divine light, which in the sacred language that we use in Sufism is on Nur. So if you want to use that term, you can, or just set your intention for this pure divine light, that sacred divine light, to just emanate from or come into that center point in your head. Focus your attention there and let your breath come into that space. Focus your attention right into that center space. And bring the light. Let this light emanate, and just imagine this globe of light, this ball of light, becoming like a globe and emanating from that center point, and let it naturally and organically get just bigger and brighter as it fills your head space, bringing light and clarity into the center of your head. We call this actually the 3 C's, with the first one being clarity in your head space. And this is right in the center point of that vertical core, that energy of that vertical core that runs through your body. So feel that right in the center. It's right in the center of that vertical core. Let that ball of light, calling on that essence of divine light, to stimulate and stream into that point, and let that ball of light energy. You can recite the name on Nur into that space. Bring in that vibration of that divine light. Or just set your intention, make your intention with that globe. You're going to breathe into that space. Just let your consciousness travel into that space and breathe into that space, breathing that light bigger and brighter within the center of your head, right in the center of your head. Letting that pure light illuminate that space, bring healing into that space. Let it get bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter with each breath. And just now let your consciousness travel down as that light continues to burn brightly in the center of your head. Let your consciousness travel down to the center of your heart space. And again, this is a point, it's along the vertical core. It's halfway between front and back of your body, halfway between side to side, right at about where your heart center, your heart chakra comes in. So again, you just travel down that vertical core, bringing that illumination and that light and that vibration with you. And now focus your energy and attention into the center point in your heart space. And the quality, the divine attribute of this space is called Qawi, and that's spelled like Qawiy would be the transliteration, Qawi. And that is strength, like the strength of the heart, which is courage. So the second C is courage. But let that, again, you're imagining that ball of light that is carrying that divine attribute of courage. And let that form this ball and burn brightly and shine brightly in the center of your heart. And let yourself physically align so that that ball of energy in your headspace is physically aligned above the ball of energy in your heart space and connected through this vertical core. So let that alignment, like align your physical body so that that connection is straight up and down. connecting that ball of light in the center of your head on Noor to the ball of light in the center of your heart, Al-Qawi. And don't worry about these terms if you don't know them. Just set that on the clarity, the light, and the courage, the strength of the heart. Breathe into your heart center and breathe into this ball of light. Breathe into that ball of light, and as you inhale, just let it get bigger and stronger. It's like fanning the flames of a beautiful holy fire inside of your being and letting it get stronger, filling your whole heart space with courage and strength. And again, you've got the light and clarity in your head, connected via this core to this ball of courage and strength in your heart. Big breaths into that space, let it get bigger and brighter. And let's follow that, travel down that vertical core to your belly space. Let me move so that you can see this belly space. So you've got the head, the vertical core to the heart, the vertical core to the belly, and let them again just align. So your head is not like up like this, but down just a little bit, and so that you're like containing the energy within you. So you've got here connected to here, and aligned and connected with here. And again, we're going to that center point along the vertical core of this is the second chakra, the sacral center. This is your center of life force and creativity. So the third C is your creativity. So again, just imagine a ball of light. And I know for some people, if you've had a lot of trauma, it might be hard to connect in with this place. Just do the best you can. You can go like above it, or just make the intention and keep yourself safe and listen to your body and do the best you can with it. So if you can, just imagine a ball of light in that space. This is your creativity center. And again, this is vertically aligned, the head space for clarity and light, the heart space for courage and strength, and the belly space for creativity. And you know what? If you're someone who is maybe not ready for that place, try compassion. It's another C word. And this is a space of compassion also. So again, letting that ball of light, just breathing in that creative life force energy or the compassion, whichever one feels most appropriate for you in this moment, and let that ball of energy just grow brighter, purer, stronger. Just let it clean you and let it strengthen you. Let it create a space of safety and love and compassion. And again, feel that alignment, head, heart, and belly, that vertical alignment. Just let yourself, as best you can, adjust your posture to feel that. Breathe it. Feel your core alignment. And now the next step is going to activate this energy, this core energy. So you've got them burning brightly and shining and vibrating and aligned. Now you're going to take your pelvis. Get back a little bit so you can see me and hopefully still hear me. I'm going to take the pelvis and gently, you're going to what's called a tilt and tuck. So just gently tuck under and get this hip motion going, and then you don't necessarily come to a stop, but you tuck under and then flow back. So there's just a gentle arch, and then tuck under. So you're flowing back and forth, and let that activate this movement and this energy inside of you. And as it's activated, feel it travel up your core, up your vertical core, but keep your head down so it's contained inside of you, and feel the strength and that personal power within yourself as it moves through your core. Now, you'll want to open up your heart space and let that light in your heart begin to shine. Now, again, you want your energy contained within you. Okay? You've got the clarity, the courage, and whether you choose creativity or compassion for the belly, depending on where you are and what your need is. That's your 3 C's. Clarity, courage, creativity, or compassion, or both. Now, as you do that gentle tilt and tuck, just let that energy build, and feel that as it's stimulated and it builds, just let it come up into, feel it moving between your belly, your heart, your head space, moving and connecting those. And just feel as this light then begins to strengthen, and it wants to shine through your heart space. Okay, and let it begin to shine. Again, it's like a light bulb. You're keeping your energy in your core, but it's like a light bulb. The light inside, the actual energy that travels in the light bulb, the more electricity that travels along that filament of that light bulb, it always stays contained within the bulb. But the more electricity that travels along that filament, the brighter it gets, and the more it emanates, the more the light emanates and shines. But that energy does not leave the bulb. So keep your energy in, but just let it get stronger and brighter, and let yourself shine. Feel your personal power and your sacred essence. This is that inner, sacred, powerful essence. Again, my favorite practice from the Art of Feminine Presence. Just take a minute and feel. Let yourself feel, let yourself experience. Let your mind be a witness to what your body is telling you and showing you, to what you feel and experience in your body, in your core light being, and in your heart. So through your bodily sensations, through the feelings of your heart, through your energy body, your etheric body, and your core light, let all of this, as I said earlier, this is information systems of your body that are meant to inform your mind. We like to think our mind is strong and powerful, and the mind has the power to heal, but the mind actually takes its cues and information, ideally, from your body, from the sensations of your body, from your gut instincts and your nervous system and all of these bodily responses. Your mind does not have to tell your body how to react. Your mind does not tell your spirit who and what it is. All of this comes together to inform your mind. So be like the true being that you're intended to be. Let your mind become the witness. Let yourself just be present and observe your bodily sensations, the feelings in your heart, the vibrations and energies that are moving in your body, and let your mind observe, witness, and learn. Okay, well, this is that's the 3 practices that I wanted to share with you. And I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. As I said earlier, now I'm gonna go for a Q&A here in a minute. If you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you want to share any feedback about what this is like for you, I'd love to hear it. So I'll put that out there right now. And we went through these kind of fast today because I just want to be, mindful of your time. I did mention earlier, and I've been sending out emails and doing some posts about a class that I have coming up that is called Sound, Breath, and Movement for Healing and Releasing Trauma. And we are going to work with these three modalities, these three practices, putting them together. First, to know and anchor into the truth of who you are, to release the blocks and barriers. That first is the Sufi meditations and healing, and then releasing the blocks and barriers from the body and from the nervous system and all of that, using this continuum movement. And then to really access your true inner essence, your sacred essence and personal power, and bring that into your consciousness so that you can begin to live into that and allow that to live and express your inner essence through you. We're going to be doing this over a 4-week period and taking it deeper and deeper each time, with more practices that will add in from all of these different modalities. There will be a small group opportunity as we come together, and there will be time for personal process and sharing, and some, group experience. The calls will be tailored for the group that shows up. I've been doing this kind of healing work for 20 years, and healing work, body work, all kinds of wonderful modalities that I've practiced over the years. And so, I have a framework to work within, and the classes, as I said, will be tailored to who shows up in the group. But we will be having some powerful healing experiences as we move through this course. Now, it's starting out to be a 4-week class, and let's see, I have a slide that is going to give us some more information. Okay, come on. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay, and you are invited to join us for this class. It starts a week from tonight. We'll have 4 weekly live Zoom classes. So this is Zoom webinar. We'll actually use the Zoom classroom where we can all see each other and speak with each other and develop some trust and intimacy with each other and move through this together in an interactive and participatory way. So there's 4 weekly live Zoom classes starting next week, and they'll be on Wednesdays at the same time as this webinar, 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. There'll be customized group processes. We'll have the spiritual and energetic healing, the sound, breath, and movement techniques, the access and witnessing your sacred essence and your personal power in an intimate community to share your personal transformation experience. So it's only 4 weeks, but it's going to be a really powerful time. And I'm very excited about it. Now, the classes will be recorded, so you'll be able to use the videos in between classes, the recordings, and, continue with the practices and whatever's been shared in the class. You'll be able to continue to use them. The audios will be downloadable so that you can, take the audios onto your phone or whatever and, use it as you're on the floor doing the exercises or whatever. You'll be able to keep those forever. And as an option, you can choose a personal support package that would give you individual healing and check-ins and laser calls and things like that during the course of the 4 weeks. So the program, as I said, it's Wednesdays. It's April 10th through May 1st. It's going to be at the same time, 8 to 9:30 Eastern Time, 5 to 6:30 Pacific Time. It's only $147 for the class. And if you you can register at, I made a short link here, bit.ly/sound-breath-movement, sound breath movement. There is also an option for a 2-payment plan there if you need to make it in 2 payments. So I've tried to make it very affordable, very accessible, and very easy for you. And you're welcome, if you have any questions about the program or anything, you're welcome to contact me. You can contact me through my website, Joyfully Living Wellness. Actually, there's a place on the Sound Breath Movement, that website there, where you can contact me as well. And I would be happy to get on a phone call with you and talk with you about, whether or not this is a fit for you, whether it's something that can work for you, whether it's right for you with where you are and what you're going through. So, by all means, reach out to me and let's just chat about it. I'm very easy and accessible and available. So again, that Sound Breath and Movement to Heal and Release Trauma begins Wednesday, April the 10th. Register at bit.ly/sound breath movement. And I would love to see you and go through this class with you if you're interested in it, if it feels like a fit for you. And if you know anyone else that that might benefit from it, by all means, send them the information, and I'd be happy to talk with them as well. Okay, now I would like to open for Q&A, and I'm going to put that link into the chat. And I'm going to put it into the Facebook group also. So I'm putting it in the chat. We have a hi. Oh, wonderful. Somebody put into the chat on the Q&A, somebody who is from our community. I don't know if you can see that or not. So can you? Let's see. It says our teacher, we called him CD. That's an affectionate name for him, and it means father. And says that he was present in my meditation, and I felt immense pain still. I think that means perhaps from his passing, from missing him, from grief. So my heart is with you there. And if that's not what you meant to say there, then by all means. Let's see, how do we do this? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see that when I'm on Facebook when I pull up that Q&A, but let me go to the Facebook and see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And you got the qualities, the 3 C's: clarity, courage, and creativity or compassion were the 3 C's that we did. Clarity in the head, courage in the heart, and compassion. Okay. Thank you. Somebody telling me the Zoom chat doesn't show on Facebook. So yeah, clarity, courage, and either creativity and or compassion in the belly. Have to pray into how this may work. I know you bring it whenever you lead a healing group. You betcha. We go there. We'll never forget the feeling of the healing sanctuary you created and held for the virtual weekend intensive I did with you some time ago. Profound. Yes. You know, so I talked to somebody else who was in that just the other day, and she said the same thing. She'll never forget that we have this, or no, you know what? She might, I don't remember if she was in yours or not. I do a virtual weekend intensive, a 48-hour healing intensive that is seriously powerful. I take 4 people at a time and we work it and we bring it. And yeah, people just disappear into the light, and it's a beautiful thing. So there is Sufi quality with the belly. The quality of in the belly is high. High life force is the Sufi, Hayy is the transliteration of that, the high, the life. And so it's the life force, the creativity, you know, Rahman is compassion. So if you're needing compassion, you know, bring that Rahman, that compassion into the belly too, because our bellies need lots of compassion. They hold a lot of what do you say? They hold a lot of trauma. That's what they hold. Okay. Let's see. And let me just check in the other groups. Oops. No. I'm checking the other groups just in case. Okay, so I did share this into a couple of groups. Oh, and I just want to see if anybody else has any comments. Hi, good evening, Wanda. Hi, Mary. Halima, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. I want to just say I'm still, you know, happy to take any questions or anything. Yeah, oh good, that feels so right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I do want to invite you to join us for that class. If it feels right for you, then go ahead and sign up. It's, like I said, try to make it super accessible and easily available, very reasonably priced, and just an opportunity for us to come together and share in some beautiful, loving energy and walk the healing path together. So let's see. Will this class be general seeing what hold on. Will this class be general seeing what arises for healing, or bringing in issues, edges that we know are up that may be connected to trauma for big breakthroughs? Yes and yes. So, you know, I love working with setting intention and then opening up to see where it goes. And I actually have a process that I do with intentions where we can, you know, make some intentions for what we want to release and what we want to make space for. And I find that this process actually helps to facilitate the release. Yes, a mix of both. That question makes sense, and the answer is yes, a mix of both. Like I said, I'll tailor it for who shows up and what is up with the group energy as we go. I know this stuff like more than well enough to roll with it and to bring in the tools that are needed in the moment, right? And so we'll go with that, and we'll go with what the group needs. And we'll tailor it. And, you know, and like I said, I do believe with setting intentions and releasing, you know, just making some intuitive notes about what you feel is releasing and what that's making space for. Because anytime that something, everything that we carry in our bodies, in our energy bodies, and in our subconscious, those blocks and barriers are there because there is some part of you that believes they are providing protection for you, safety, connection, something that your being, your basic human being needs and that your spirit yearns for. So that is there for a reason, but it's based on a world of illusion where you have typically been trying to find it outside of yourself, as opposed to accessing that inner, that you know, but by nature of the human journey, you forget it, right? And that's what we're here to do. We're here to forget, and we're here to use this thing called free will and try to figure out our way and individuate and, you know, and move through this life as a, you know, on our own, so to speak, right? And so all of these things, you know, it's like there's a part of you that strongly believes that this is a source of protection for you. So to let it go can bring up a lot of resistance, but what can help with that then is to know that, wait a minute, I have made an intention that I'm going to let go, and this is associated with this part right here. So this is the universe responding to my intention that I set, supporting my healing process. But right now it feels like resistance because this piece doesn't want to let go, right? And so, however, as this is letting go, here's what it's making space for. This is the universe supporting my intention and my prayers for healing. And as I let go of this, here's the opportunity that's coming in. So it helps the mental body to get on board with the transformation that the heart and the soul and the spirit is wanting to make. So that's how we use the intention setting. And there is a wisdom within the body and the spirit that's bigger than we are and more knowledgeable than we are. So we roll with that. And it's a dance. It's a dance. So let me read the next one. Thank you so much. It has been such a wonderful experience. Thank you. I really pray that I could make it. Excellent. If you want to talk about whatever might be coming up for you on that, I'm happy to have that conversation with you. And I believe you're out of the country. We can talk by Skype, or we can get on another Zoom call, if that works. But you can email me or personal message me by Facebook. Thank you. Oh, thank you. She says, you are an amazing teacher with a beautiful soul. Thank you for shining your light. Love and respect always. I speak to you soon. Excellent. Thank you so much. From one beautiful soul to another, a beautiful poetic soul that you are. Thank you. I love your posts. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let me just check on Zoom and see if there's any more questions there or anything there. Okay. I don't see any more questions in the Q&A. Let's see. One more shout out for Facebook. Let me check the other groups. Okay. And if for some reason, if I'm not, if there's something that's come in that I'm not seeing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I hope I didn't just mess something up there. I think I'm still streaming, right? Yeah, I'm streaming here. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. If for some reason I missed a question or something, you are welcome, more than welcome, 100 times welcome to personal message me or to post underneath this video and tag me so I'm sure to see it, or you can send me an email, whatever you want. And again, let me do one more time the screen share and go here. Let's see if here we go. So you see that link. Oh, did I put that into, let me put it into the Facebook groups also. I'll put it in there as well. It's bit.ly/sound-breath-movement. And it starts a week from tonight. And I know sometimes we want to wait until the last minute. If you know, to sign up for various reasons, if you know that you want to attend and you're going to wait till the last minute to sign up, then just shoot me an email and let me know. Or if you're thinking about it or whatever, just so that I can start to plan and get a feel for who all is going to be there and make sure that I have, have what I need in order to make it the best possible class for you. And as Aileen says, she knows I bring it. And when I do classes, I bring it. And it will be a class for you, with you, about you, from you. And I really hope that we have the opportunity to work together. So I thank you for being here today. Any questions, you're welcome to message me in any of those forms, email, personal message on Facebook, tag me if you comment underneath the video in either one of any of these groups where it's shared. And I'd be delighted to chat with you. All right. And that said, I thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you soon. I'm going to stop the share so that it can get back to the Zoom and end our meeting. Thank you. Love you very much.